Now, the National Assembly has this evening voted in favor of the Finance Bill 2023 report. The report sailed through after 176 members of Parliament voted yes, while 81 opposed it. The bill, inclusive of all the amendments, will now go for the third reading next week as its proponents seek to have it approved. But even as that happened, the chairperson of the Finance Committee in the National Assembly, Kuria Kimani, said that the controversial housing levy will now be a non-refundable tax as opposed to the earlier proposal that refunds will be made to those who missed on the allocation of houses after 7 years. Sidi Chazima reports.
Opponents of the Finance Bill of 2023 now just have one final
huddle before the bill is signed into law. This is after members of Parliament voted overwhelmingly in favor of the Finance Bill report. Out of the 257 MPs who clocked in,
I, Fatuma Full Network, for the people of Migori County, I vote no! Adagi! Apana!
176 MPs voted in favor of the bill, while 81 voted against the bill.
The ayes, 176. The nays, 81.
Upshot of the vote is that the ayes have it.
The bill will now be tabled for the third reading with all the amendments. The MPs will vote to approve or disapprove. The bill can only sail through if a two-thirds majority votes in favor of the amendments. Earlier on, the bill elicited a heated debate in Parliament, more so on the controversial housing levy fund, which will now become a tax, meaning no refunds after 7 years.
And that is what our stakeholders say. We want a simple, understandable process. You know, come on. They told us we do not want you to tell us that you're going to get back money after 7 years. Reduce a percentage and we make it a tax. That's what they told us.
Equally, the bill had earlier proposed to have the 3% employer-employee contributions capped at 5,000 shillings. But with the new percentages, there is no cap.
We are making it as simple as a 1.5% levy contribution by employer, by employee, and removing the cap.
But even as the bill closes in for a third reading, a section of MPs have called out their Kenya Kwanza counterparts, accusing them of voting at the behest of the president.
The people who are seated on the other side, Mr. President, are not passing this bill because they want it. They are doing this for you, Mr. President.
Honorable Speaker, it is not in order for the Honorable Fatma to impute improper motives on her colleagues as far as this House is concerned in terms of the debate. He's saying we want to please the President. Honorable Speaker, this bill is not owned by the President. It is owned by this House, Honorable Speaker.
This House must be able to stamp its authority and be able to tell the entire country that it is not an arm, because as it looks like Parliament is a rubber stamp. It's the rubber stamp of the executive, which is quite unfortunate, because if Parliament becomes a rubber stamp of the executive, then we will be able to check the excesses of the executive.
Sydney Chazima, NTV.